Eleanor, do you have a moment? Carol, what's going on? Actually, I have something to tell you. What is it? Yesterday, when I passed by your house, I noticed your yard was full of weeds. As a daughter-in-law, shouldn't you take better care of the house? Oh, I'm sorry. I've been aware of it, but I've been so busy with work lately that I haven't had the time. Being busy is just an excuse. As a daughter-in-law, it's natural to prioritize the household chores, right? If the house is a mess, it affects my reputation too. You're right. I'll take care of it as soon as possible. Also, I saw you coming back from shopping yesterday with a lot of grocery bags. Do you really need to buy that much at once? Yes, I buy in bulk so I don't have to go shopping multiple times. Oh my, that's so sloppy. Isn't it your duty as a daughter-in-law to buy fresh ingredients and cook every day? But it's more efficient to buy everything at once when I have time. Efficiency isn't something a housewife should worry about. Your role is to provide fresh meals for the family every day. I see. I'll be more careful from now on. And one more thing. Yesterday, I saw the leftovers from the dinner you made. What are you going to do with so much leftover food? It's very wasteful. I made extra portions for my husband, but he ended up eating out unexpectedly. That's just an excuse. You should plan properly to avoid waste. If you can't do that, you're failing as a housewife. But Carol, sometimes sudden changes in plans are unavoidable, and sometimes I make a little extra. That never happened in my younger days. You need to try harder. I understand, but it would help if you could be a little more understanding. There's no need for understanding. You just need to listen to what I say and do it properly. That will benefit the family. Yes, Carol, I understand. I'll do my best. Also, I have one more request. What is it? My friends are going to visit me. I'd like to serve some homemade sweets you've made. Could you prepare them in advance and keep them in the fridge? I understand. Please let me know the date. You really repeat yourself a lot. I said there's no need for me to tell you that, didn't I? Huh? But if I don't know the date, I can't make the sweets. I want to serve the freshest possible. Fine. I'll message you on WhatsApp when it's decided. Is that okay? Eleanor, I have a favor to ask. Is that all right? I mean, of course, you have to accept it. Carol, what's the favor? I'm sure you'll do me a favor. This Sunday, I'm thinking of hosting a home party with some friends. A home party? Yes. Actually, I'm planning to invite about 20 friends this Sunday. Could you help me a little? Your homemade sweets are very popular, so I'd like you to prepare a variety of sweets for that day. Everyone is looking forward to it. What? I want to have an all-you-can-eat sweets buffet. I want you to prepare a lot of different types so everyone can eat as much as they want. Everyone is very excited about the homemade sweets. Huh? You want me to hand-make sweets for a buffet for 20 people? That's right. Baking is your hobby, isn't it? And your new house has such a big kitchen and even an industrial fridge. so you should make use of those facilities. So I thought I'd leave the party preparations to you, considering your skills and equipment. Oh, and please prepare tea and coffee too. Make sure everything is perfect so everyone will be satisfied. Sorry, but I can't do it that day. Why not? Actually, there's a coworker's wedding that day. I'll be busy with preparations the day before, and I won't have time to make sweets. A wedding is an important event, so I really need to prioritize that. Oh, I see. But I'm not asking you to do everything on the day of the party. If you can prepare everything before that day, it should be fine. You should be able to manage it before you leave for the wedding, right? I'm asking you because I believe you can do it. Well, you see, this wedding is a handmade wedding, and we're all preparing together. I'll be busy with the preparations the day before. Also, a buffet-style, all-you-can-eat sweets party, that means a lot of sweets, doesn't it? Making that many sweets by myself is really difficult. Well, yes, but I'm asking you because I believe you can do it. I'm sorry, but it's really impossible. Could you buy something from the store instead? What are you talking about? I've already told my friends we're having a party with your homemade sweets. Are you trying to embarrass me? You're not allowed to say no. This is unreasonable. You have no right to refuse me. A daughter-in-law must listen to her mother-in-law. Prioritizing my requests is what you should be doing above all else. If you can't do that, you're failing in your role as a daughter-in-law. Even if you say that, impossible things are still impossible. Instead of wasting time arguing, you should start gathering the ingredients for the sweets. Time is limited, so you should start as soon as possible. I'm saying it's impossible. I already have plans for that day. Well, I'm counting on you. You know what you need to do, so make sure you do it well. Carol? Can I ask you something? Carol! What is it? You're so noisy. Did you enter our house again? I've told you many times not to come in without permission. Don't say such things that make me sound like a bad person. I just went into my son's house. Is there a problem with a mother coming to her son's house? And since you weren't there, I just came to check on the house. How did you get in when I didn't give you a spare key? I never imagined you would come in without permission. I found a spare key and took it. You didn't give me a spare key, so I had no choice. I didn't mean any harm. You took it without asking? That's definitely harmful. That's entering our house without permission. And why didn't you let me know in advance? Why did you do such a thing? It's your fault for not giving me a spare key. Isn't it natural for a mother to come and enter freely to her son's house? As a family member, you should trust me more. Was it you who took the cakes from the fridge? Those were special cakes. Why would you do that? Oh, that! You kept saying it was impossible to prepare, but you ended up getting it done. I guess I can give you some credit for that. But just having cakes, don't you think it lacks variety? Excuse me? What are you talking about? There were a few kinds, but I told my friends, my daughter-in-law changed it to a cake buffet without asking. When you meet my friends, make sure you apologize properly. They were really looking forward to it, so you should apologize to them. Wait a minute. So you took the cakes from the fridge for your home party with your friends, is that it? That's a problem. Those cakes were special. Yes, that's right. We all ate the fancy cakes from the fridge. You ate all of it already? Yes, they were prepared for us, so it's only natural we ate them. Eating for free is the best. This is terrible. What? Those cakes weren't prepared for your request. They had a special meaning. I can't believe you took them without asking. What are you talking about? There's no way those cakes could be for anything other than my home party. Naturally, I thought they were for my party. And I didn't think you'd make that many cakes, so I took them without knowing anything. But those were the wedding cakes for today's wedding. What? Wedding cakes? What do you mean? There was a large whole cake and many sliced cakes in the fridge, right? They were all for the wedding. Yesterday, my coworkers and I spent hours preparing them with care. I can't believe you took those cakes we worked so hard on without permission. Why would those be at your home? Normally, you wouldn't keep wedding cakes at home, right? The wedding is this afternoon, and we're using the company's conference room. Since our house is within walking distance, we stored all the cakes in our industrial fridge. I can't believe you took them without knowing. I just went out to do some shopping. When I came back, this happened. Oh my God, what have you done? Because of you, the wedding was almost ruined. I didn't know. I didn't think they were such important cakes. And we've already eaten them all. So don't complain now. You can't undo something that's already been eaten, right? So it's too late to complain. What are you saying? That's not an excuse. We're about to enter the art museum now. I don't want to waste time on this. I'm turning off my phone. Bye. Wait, Carol. Unbelievable. This is just too much. Eleanor, what's going on? Are you trying to harass me? What an unreasonable daughter-in-law you are. Hey, at least answer the phone. Is this your doing? What is the meaning of this? Eleanor! What is it? What's with this invoice? Oh yes, I'm billing you $3,500 for the cakes. What? Is it for the cakes? I believe it's written in the breakdown section. If you check the details, you'll understand. $3,500 for cakes is ridiculous. That's way too much. Are you trying to rip me off? I can't believe you're asking for that much money. They even said they were giving you a low estimate. Considering the circumstances, it's a reasonable amount. What? Are you serious? First of all, the cakes you ate while saying all-you-can-eat sweets buffet were for 68 people. Do you understand how much time and effort it took to make that amount? 68 people? Were there really that many cakes? Yes. That's the number of people who attended the wedding. Those cakes were handmade by my coworkers and me in my kitchen. The fruits used for decoration were quite expensive, and they were for the wedding. But still, $3,500? That's way too much, no matter how you look at it. Please, listen to me. You mistakenly thought the cakes were for you, and you and your friends ate all 68 portions. It's quite impressive that 20 women could eat so much. The immediate problem was how to deal with the wedding cakes being eaten before the wedding. Canceling the wedding because of this would have been unreasonable. Unreasonable? Watch your tone. Are you in a position to say such things? What? I'll continue. First, the whole cake for the cake cutting ceremony. Our CEO contacted an acquaintance who is a pastry chef. By sheer luck, they managed to make a wedding cake from extra sponge cakes and decoration materials they had prepared for another large order. Even so, it wasn't enough for 68 people. So my coworkers and I ran around the city's bakeries to gather enough cakes for everyone. The cost of these additional cakes is included in the $3,500. What? It sounds like it worked out, so there's no problem. But because of that, I had to spend the whole day apologizing. I had to take responsibility and apologize for the problem you caused. Oh, so you're admitting you were at fault. Then I don't understand why you're billing me for the cakes. I apologized because it was something my mother-in-law caused. Everyone said I wasn't to blame given the circumstances. What? The wedding didn't get canceled, so it's fine. What are you talking about? The fact remains that the root cause was you. Wait a minute. And the bride and groom this time were my respected supervisors. So we really wanted to celebrate with our handmade cakes. We wanted it to be a smooth and joyful wedding celebration. But you ruined that for us. We're asking you to cover just the cost of the cakes. You should be thankful, not complaining. What? Even after all this, you still don't understand. No matter what I say, you refuse to listen. In the first place, you're the biggest cause because you didn't act for my sake. If you had prioritized my request even a little, this wouldn't have happened. Huh? Wait a minute. That's completely unreasonable. If you had made the sweets for the home party as I asked from the start, none of this would have happened. You ruined my plans, so it's all your fault. I wouldn't have made a mistake. So you are the cause of everything. It's your fault for not listening to your mother-in-law and acting on your own. You should bear all the losses that resulted from that. Therefore, you should pay the $3,500 as punishment for ignoring my requests. It's only fair. How can you even come up with such an outrageous thought? Your statements are unbelievably self-centered. What did you say? You're calling me self-centered? You have no right to say that. Oh, and there's one more thing I need to tell you. What is it now? Actually, the bride at this wedding is not only my supervisor, but also the granddaughter of your husband's mentor. What? My husband's? Is that true? Yes. Your husband was greatly indebted to this mentor during his student days. I was also surprised when I heard about this unexpected connection. So, my husband knows about the cakes. What are we going to do? He came home earlier and I told him what happened. He then immediately called his mentor in a panic. He's currently apologizing on the phone right now. Oh no, that's a problem. He also said on the phone that he would visit to apologize properly later with you. So you will have to apologize with him. What? Why me? Do you still insist that this isn't your fault? It's clear that you are the cause. Well, Eleanor, I have a favor to ask. What is it? Can't we somehow make it seem like this was your fault? I don't want to admit that I did anything wrong. What? Are you serious? Can't we just say that you forgot my request for the sweets and prioritize the wedding cake instead or something? Carol, that's not possible. No one will believe such a lie. Come on! There must be some way to spin this. Your husband is also reading this WhatsApp chat. What? Why did you do that? He's letting out a big sigh and seems quite exasperated. And your friends who ate the cakes with you have apologized sincerely. What? They apologized? Yes. They are gathered here now. They're all worried about you. What? Why? My co-worker's mother-in-law is one of your friends, and she was so shocked by the story that she contacted everyone. It shows just how much of an impact your actions had on everyone around you. Your husband is heading to your home now and wants to discuss the future. You two need to have a serious talk. The future? What should I do? Carol, you can't escape from this situation anymore. You need to have a serious discussion with your husband about the future. First, you need to apologize properly, and then think about the next steps. This can't be happening. How did it come to this? Because your actions caused this. It's only natural you take responsibility. This is a chance to reflect on your behavior. So please, take care of the payment. Afterward, Carol got a severe scolding from my father-in-law. He vented all his accumulated frustrations, leaving her speechless and unable to respond. Despite the lecture, she did not change her attitude, which finally made my father-in-law lose his temper. He decided to divorce her and announced it right there. Carol was left all alone. Even then, she refused to admit her fault, spending her days in anger and sadness. Unable to withstand the cold stares from those around her, she eventually retreated to her rural hometown. In her hometown, rumors about her actions spread, and she became known as the woman who bullied her daughter-in-law and ate the wedding cake, leading to her complete isolation. We decided to start anew with my father-in-law, supporting him in his new life. By deciding to divorce Carol, he finally regained control of his life and began to enjoy peaceful days.